So the other day, I was thinking about, you know, why do I feel so guilty for, loving beauty? And I think it's just not noticing it, but loving it, right? And admiring it and adoring it and longing it. And I've shaped my life around it, even when I was alone. And there's this like persistent dissonance in me between what I love and what I believe I should love. I think to me, beauty sometimes can feel like a betrayal of my intellect, right? Of spiritual clarity or authenticity. But beauty is one of the only things that actually has ever made me feel real. Um, that's a paradox. I know, and like, what am I loving when I love beauty? And I think that's what I wanted to ask myself. Is it the surface? Is it form? Is it, recognition? Or is it something older, like something closer to meaning? I think sometimes I just wonder if beauty is our first philosophy. And when I say this, I mean before language, before this idea of God or truth or morality. It's the question that, draws us into life. It's what opens us, but it's also what silences us. We've thought about this since the dawn of the time. And I think when we turn our heads toward light before we even know what light is. Beauty is the forefront of our lives, and yet I still feel guilty. And because I know that beauty is not neutral. To seek beauty is to place value. It's to choose one form over another and choosing one form of, life or lifestyle. And and that choosing, that preference, it's never innocent. It's backed by, what our environment has conditioned us to believe in and what ideas we inherited that is worthy, what is desirable or not. Beauty is backed by what it means to be, what deserves to be loved. And I think more often than not, what we call beautiful and what we've been told is just safe to want. It's to be safe, and it's how to can like I think to love beauty. Then there's like it's also to be implicated in its violence. It has a direct connection now. I think to risk loving is what was constructed to exclude you. And I think to risk loving and to disappear and to risk loving what disappears, what is impermanent, it means that you just stop meeting it by its terms, right? And I think that's such an interesting thing to like sit with, because in Buddhist teachings, or there's just, I think in most religions, or there's this idea of impermanence, right? That everything we grasp will eventually fade away, and things like beauty or, serves the ego, it is pointless because it's going to fade away, and our face is going to fall, and lines will come, and what we love will age, right? And the more we cling, the more we suffer, because it's not long lasting. And I believe that. Like, I feel that truth in my body for sure. But what I've learned is, you know, well, what I've learned is like how what if I never learned how to not cling? Is, because I feel like, what if the first thing that I've learned to exist in this world is to be seen? It was through being seen. And I think, genuinely, is beauty so optional? Is it something that I can subscribe out of? Isn't it tied to being real with other people? I don't think it's like in an ontological, I don't know what that word is. Like, yeah. And I feel like in that way, then detachment, it doesn't feel like peace. It feels like erasure. To erase that part of ourselves. Is beauty actually the problem, or is it genuinely the only language I've ever learned to be tender, to be loved? And I feel like there's this quote. I don't quote me on this, but I think it's by Simone Weil. But basically they say that the beauty of the world is in the mouth of the labyrinth. Don't quote me on that. I think that. I think that's a quote. But I thought about that often before I made this video. Because beauty isn't just something to arrive, but maybe it's a doorway just to pass through. It's something that leads us to the truth or to illusion. Because also sometimes what? But I think it's hard to know which path I'm on actually when I light my lips or I put on my falsies or, get double eyelids, like with my double eyelid. Because I think honestly, I'm just trying to arrange my face or my body into something that closer to what, you know, the world calls enough. And I feel like that's something that is often talked about again and again. But am I just honoring myself though? Like, or am I maybe just like, I'm just trying to sculpt a version of myself that is easier to digest and easier to love? Is that so wrong too? And maybe the real question isn't why do I feel guilty for loving beauty, but maybe it's what do I think beauty will save me from realistically? Because if beauty is safety, if it's love, if it's acceptance, it's this belonging that I've always wanted, then of course I want it. And of course I chase it. We all do. But then of course I grieve its absence when it's not there. But still, I return to the mirror and I trace the lines on my face and I'm searching for something. And it's not perfection. It's maybe just permission. Permission to just be alive, to exist. And I just want to be seen. Sometimes I feel like to just feel for a moment that I belong in this world. Is it so bad? I don't think, and it's also maybe not even guilt that I feel. I think if weirdly enough, it can be grief, because I've been taught for so long that, like, I think beauty promises something that cannot be kept or held, right? And I keep on asking it to keep me. I want it because I want this emotion with me for so long. And I don't know. I'm honestly just gonna end all my videos being like, I don't know, man. But, maybe beauty is neither truth nor illusion. It's a question, right? And I'm obviously still learning how to answer it without losing myself in the asking. It's going to be a lifelong journey for me. I don't want to reach, a conclusion of like, oh, how do I love myself of beauty in a few years because then it's boring. Then I'm not going to learn anymore, right? And yeah, that's my rant. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to hear more of me spiraling.